film with friends, missing VHS videotape repeating.
Welcome back, family and crew. Today we're looking at Night of the Comet, 1984. Rated PG-13, 1 hour and 35 minutes. Written and directed by Tom Eberhardt. Starring Catherine Mary Stewart, Kelly Maroney, Robert Beltran. This is a CBS Fox video release from 1985, along with Atlantic Video, division of the Atlantic Communications Group. I really like this movie. Good amount of tape on there, no mold. Doesn't seem to be a rental copy at all. This came in a collection of a bunch of other CBS Fox videos that I got off eBay. I really enjoy this movie. I remember seeing this on HBO or something as a kid, and I remember it just freaking the hell out of me. A comet wipes out most of the life on Earth, leaving two valley girls fighting against cannibal zombies and a sinister group of scientists. I mean, that alone right there. I just remember the scene, where she walks outside in the morning, and just everybody's been turned to dust. And it's just a pile of dust and clothes. Everybody's gone. Of course, Catherine Mary Stewart was in The Last Starfighter, and Night Flyers, and a bunch of stuff in the 80s, and a bunch of TV shows in the 70s. So, Night of the Comet is an offbeat, off-the-wall vision of the end of humanity, served up with the accent on laughs. When a comet passes too close to Earth, Regina and Samantha, two valley girls, discover they suddenly have virtually all of Los Angeles to themselves and set out on a madcap lark, kicked off by a wild shopping spree in a Los Angeles mall. But they soon learn they're sharing the city with a number of bizarre creatures who have reacted in very strange ways to the comet's effects. The girls would rather be making out and playing video games, but first they've got to deal with the wackiest crew of crazies ever to walk a city street. A satiric blend of camp humor and skillful special effects, this merry mix of scares and silliness is one night you won't soon forget. Now, this was one that I projected on 35mm in a 2015 or 2016. I want to say it was a 2-night event we did with Joe Bob Briggs. He came to town, and one night we showed Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 on 35mm. And he did an intro Q&A about it. And I want to say the next night was Night of the Comet. I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure it was Night of the Comet. What was interesting is both those films at that time, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 and Night of the Comet, I owned prints myself on 35mm. And instead of showing the ones, at least for Night of the Comet, I showed the print that we got from the distributor. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 actually showed the print that I owned because mine was in better condition, of all things. What sucks and what's funny is Night of the Comet, when I bought it off eBay on 35mm, it was shipped USPS, and I opened up the box, and whoever had shipped it had barely put any sort of packaging or any kind of protective stuff in it, and the print had just shifted around so much that the film came loose, and it just shredded. I mean, absolutely shredded the hell out of this print. And it is like in 1,000 pieces. It was ridiculous. But I spent a couple weeks going through, piecing it together as best I can, getting rid of the bad chunks and splicing it all back together. So the print that I had at the time was fairly torn up, but I got it back into a decent condition. I got pictures of it somewhere on Instagram. But I remember most about this movie when I ran it on 35mm. I remember on Instagram or somehow I used to take pictures of every time I projected 35mm. I'd take a picture of the projector projecting the movie and I'd make some comment about it. But what I'd forgotten was that the woman, she's basically saved from the effects of the comet because she ends up having sex and sleeping with a film projectionist in his projection booth. So always remember that if you want to be saved from the apocalypse, have sex with a film projectionist, which I highly recommend being a film projectionist, or of course an ex-film projectionist at this point. At that point in time when I projected this on 35mm, I was the only 35mm film projectionist in Kansas City, and pretty much was the last one ever. Nevertheless, a fun movie, a great movie. I remember being creepy, but of course, so you watch it now, it's kind of campy and fun. Nevertheless, a great movie. 1984, Night of the Comet. As always, leave your stories below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.